The season is almost here, and I'm continuing my series of predicting every single team in every single division before the season gets started, and today we're doing the AFC North. If you haven't watched other videos, make sure to check those out after this one, and make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think about this video. But before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. At first place in the division, I have the Bengals at 1. I know the Bengals haven't made the playoffs since 2022 or 2023, but Joe Burrow is finally back healthy, hopefully for this entire season, and he played very well last year when he was healthy. Him and Jamar Chase will terrorize the league. Jamar Chase is going to go for one of, if not the greatest, receiving season of all time. In my opinion, their chemistry at this level, playing with each other for at least 7 or 8 years at this point, is unmatched, and I think this team has gotten better around them. More specifically, around the defense, they added Dexter Lawrence alongside Boye Mafe. Their defensive line is a lot more improved. I just believe that the young talent that will only get better as time progresses, and they were the only team that didn't go through massive amounts of change in this division. I think they're only getting better. They're only getting Burrow back. This team is going to be dangerous to compete with in the AFC and in the AFC North. I do believe they get to win the division in the AFC North. At number 2, we have the Ravens. And I think the Ravens will take a bit of a step back this season. They lost Coach Harbaugh, a bunch of pieces along their entire core and their team. And I'm starting to have some questions about Lamar Jackson. Not of his talent, not about him as a player, but the injury history. He only rushed for 400 yards last year. The offensive line got worse. They lost Tyler Linderbaum. You don't know if his athleticism is declining. He's already around 30. I'm not saying that Lamar Jackson is going to completely fall off, but what I am saying is there's some reasons for some skeptical opinions. But regardless, Lamar Jackson is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league and arguably the most talented quarterback in the league as well. I think he'll continue to be dominant. Even though last year was kind of mid, I think he still has the ability to be great until proven otherwise of him just falling off. But in terms of the Ravens team, I don't know if they're as strong as previous Ravens team. They didn't really add too much. Trey Hendrickson, it's okay. He has looked okay in training camp. But overall, I think the Ravens will fall off just a little bit. They're not going to be this premier top 10 or top 5 contender that they have been for the past 5 or 6 years. But they will still be a very good playoff contender. But I don't think they're also winning this division. I think they're placing second. I have the Steelers at 3. And let's be honest, how well do you think a Rodgers-McCarthy duo will be in 2026, 2027? Not very well. Rodgers at this point is not what he used to be even a couple of years ago. He's still an okay quarterback, but still, I don't know if the Steelers are going to be winning anything or anything meaningful with Rodgers at quarterback. Again, with McCarthy, if this was 2011, this would be one of the best teams in the league, but it's not. And I don't think McCarthy is the right coach for the Steelers team. They made some additions to this team with Pittman Jr. and Jaquan Brisker. I think they have improved in the offense, especially with Rodgers coming back. But I don't really think they can win 500 games or 500 for like the 20th year in a row. Maybe this will be the first year they go under 500. But overall, the Steelers, to be honest, are just very, very boring. They're going to be very mid again for the 20th year in a row. They're going to win some really good games. They're going to lose some ugly games. They might make the playoffs. They might not. I don't think anything has changed for this Steelers team, and I have them at 3rd. At 4, I have the Browns, unsurprisingly. This team is clearly in a rebuild, but they have made a lot of improvements, especially with their rookie picks. I'm excited to see on the offense great brand new rookies like Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, and Spencer Fanu. Like, these are core building blocks that this team has for the next quarterback that's going to take over. Speaking of the quarterback position, Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson quarterback battle is such a joke. This team is not going anywhere meaningful with either of them at quarterback, and even their backups behind that are even worse. Look, this is an audition for 2027. Whoever is good for the Browns in 2027 gets this in 2026 gets to stick around for 2027 for whatever quarterback they draft. I will say Jared Verse might be on a revenge tour this season after he got traded from the Rams to the Browns. But yeah, they also lost Myles Garrett. They lost a franchise legend, one of those players in franchise history. And I think Jared Verse will be able to make up for some portion of that. But the Browns are completely just a terrible team. They're not going to win too many games, but they're clearly setting themselves up for the future. Let's get to the MVP/Offensive Player of the Year for this division, and that is Jamar Chase. I've said it on multiple videos. I think Jamar Chase will go for the greatest, if not one of the greatest receiving seasons of all time, because Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are finally back healthy. Jamar Chase has been the most dominant receiver in the past 2 years, each going for 120 plus catches and 1,700 or 1,400 yards in the past 2 seasons as well. He's also been the most targeted receiver as well. And now, outside of T. Higgins, there's no one else to really compete for his touches. Joe Burrow loves to feed Jamar Chase, and I think Jamar Chase is going to terrorize the league. Once again, I think he can have a triple crown season like he had in 2024, and he will cement himself as one of the best receivers of all time after the season. At Defensive Player of the Year, I mentioned him earlier, but I'm going to pick Jared Verse. I think he's on a revenge tour this season. He obviously did not want to leave the Rams because they were on their way to winning a Super Bowl, but yeah, Myles Garrett now with LA. Jared Verse obviously has a chip on his shoulder. I think he was on the borderline of being a top 10 edge rusher last year. Now he's the only one that is able to produce on that line. Maybe he can elevate that team with Mason Graham, form a nice duo on the defensive line with him. Another building block that the Browns can build around, but I think he'll be the best edge rusher and best defensive player overall in this division. Next, for Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm kind of cheating with Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion for the Browns. I think both these receivers will get some really good run time for the Browns. No matter who's throwing them the ball at quarterback, I think they'll have ample opportunity to put up good numbers and show that way that they can stick for this team. Other than that, I don't really think there's any other candidates unless I'm missing someone. Maybe you want to do Spencer Fano as a tackle, but I will just pick these two as my answer. Defensive Rookie of the Year, not much to select here either. I'm going Cassius Howell of the Bengals. He is one of the only edge rushers that'll be able to play for the Bengals that, has upside since Shamar Stewart got injured. But Cassius Howell, I think he has the tools to be successful. I don't think he's going to be dominant, but I think he'll be a successful starter for the Bengals. And if that happens, I think he'll be in Defensive Rookie of the Year for this division. Breakout player, I have Harold Fannin Jr. I think he'll be a really, really good tight end, borderline top 7-ish tight end by the end of this season. Again, the quarterback position is kind of iffy for the Browns. It is iffy, but I do think he'll be able to thrive in a brand new role in year 2, and he'll just be really great for this Browns team and be a cornerstone for years to come. Lastly, the X factor for this division is pretty obviously Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers comes back and plays to 60 or to 80% of his prime, I think the Steelers could be a playoff team. But if he's shown what he has shown in the past 2 seasons, then the Steelers are not a playoff team. But that's it. Rodgers is the X factor. One of the X factors of this division, or the X factor of the division, one of the biggest X factors in the AFC as well. Overall, I think this division is pretty top heavy with Bengals and Ravens, and then the Steelers are in their own tier and the Browns are in their own tier as well. This division went through so many coaching changes, players movement, a lot of changes, so I think the Bengals, who have stayed consistent the most, will be able to win this division just because of talent and continuity. But if the Ravens win, I wouldn't be shocked either. This rivalry will continue to grow. Make sure to leave your comments in the comment section below on what you guys thought. Leave a like and subscribe.